What happened to that one? Visible, right? My screen is visible? Yes? Can you see my screen now? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. The first question. Let me include participant list. 6 people are there. Okay. SaaS stands for what? Software as a service, system software and services, software as a system, or system as a service. Bhargav, can you tell me this one? Bhargav? See, if you have microphone issue, you can just write in the chat also, not a problem.
Ma'am, repeat this, ma'am. एक बार.
Okay, the question is displayed here. Yeah, the question is this one.
Ma'am, question नहीं दिख रहा मैम.
हाँ.
Question नहीं दिख रहा डिस्प्ले में मैम.
Now, SaaS stands for software as a service. I'm sorry, yeah, this one, some construction activities taking place over my place, so you might hear some sound. Okay, just bear with me. Okay, software as a service, system software and services, software as a system, and system as a service. So the full form of SaaS. Bhargav, now you can tell me. Can you tell me? No. No, this is not the answer. Okay, this is the first one. We have already studied the services, right? There are 3 kinds of services. So first is the IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service, then platform as a service, then software as a service. Okay, it's the software as a service. Coming to next, fine, study this. In this type of cloud, the cloud is composed of multiple internal or external cloud. The cloud itself is composed of multiple internal or external cloud. Dipesh, can you answer this one?
Ma'am, hybrid.
Yes, it's the hybrid because it is a combination of the public, private, or any like community cloud, right? It's a hybrid cloud. So this kind of questions only you can expect, okay, in MCQs. So in this type of cloud, an organization rents cloud services from cloud providers on demand basis. On demand basis. Prince, can you like if you have any issue, please write it in the chat. Prince. Prince, can you write the answer? Just check the question. In this type of cloud, an organization rents cloud services from cloud providers on demand basis. On demand. Mrinmoy?
Yes, ma'am.
Which answer will be on demand basis? On demand. First thing, what are the types of cloud are here present? Then on demand, you think? Yeah.
On demand.
Yes.
Ma'am, on demand will be, I think, the public one.
Yes, it's the public cloud.
Public.
Okay. Next question. This is the, you can answer only. Anyone can answer. Which one of the following is not a cloud? Who can answer? We ask someone.
Protected.
Protected, ma'am. Protected.
Yes, protected is not the cloud. Next. Okay. These cloud services are form of utility computing that is the dash uses this services pay as you go model. So this will be cloud users, okay? Because we have studied, I know it's a very confusing one. So we know this cloud computing came from the utility computing. So utility computing was the traditional computing which offered the pay per use model. Okay, so here the only thing is the cloud users. So these cloud services are the form of utility computing that cloud users uses these services as pay as you go model. Okay? Now this is not the answer, this is just the bullet point I've used. Okay, by mistake I forgot to remove it. Which of the following is not a cloud stakeholder? Cloud stakeholder. Anyone can answer. Gunjan, would you like to try?
Ma'am, end users.
Not the end users. End users are there in your architectures. It's the client, right? It will be the client, okay, not the end users. End users, cloud users, and cloud providers are there. Okay. Next is very easy. I don't know it's like visible or not. Okay, just wait. Yeah, true and false. Clouds providers provide cloud services to their cloud users. True or false? Is it true?
Ma'am, true.
Yes, true, right? Everything. This one also. Dash is a paradigm of distributed computing to provide the customer on-demand utility-based computing service. Which one is wrong?
Cloud computing.
Yes, obviously cloud computing, right? We have studied. Now this question. Google Doc, is it a type of cloud computing? Google Doc? Yes, Google.
Ma'am,
Is it
false.
false?
Yes,
Google
ma'am.
Docs, have you used Google
True.
Docs? Google Docs, anyone
No,
have
ma'am,
used?
but I have used Google Drive.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Google Drive. No, in your Google Classroom also there are Google Docs available. Okay, you can create your document there. So that is anything we can, if we don't want to create in our system, we can write a file in the this one document there. Okay, you can just check your when you submit. No, actually the manage classroom there is an option for manage material. Sorry, in the material when we add the notes, either I am directly attaching my file, but also there is an option for if I want to create a PPT or if I want to go for this Google Doc. So this is basically a cloud computing service only. So it is true. Okay, because you are ultimately storing the documents in the cloud. So that is why. Now, which of these companies is not a leader in cloud computing? Google, Amazon, Blackboard, Microsoft.
Blackboard.
Yes, it's the Blackboard. Other, obviously, something Google, Microsoft, Amazon are the leaders. Okay. Let me remove this one. What is cloud computing replacing? Is it corporate data centers, expensive personal computer hardwares, expensive software upgrades, or all of the above? What do you think?
All of the above.
Yes, it is the all of the
Corporate
above,
data centers.
right? Okay, I think this much questions only have. So let's start with today's class. So this kind of like MCQs will be held every week. Okay, so that I get to know. Manav is joining now. Okay, questions are over. Anyways, so this kind of MCQs questions will be asked every week. So please go through the slide which I share with you people. So this kind of questions are very important. Like if you sit for any like NET exam also, or actually in cloud computing questions are not there in your gate. Okay, but anyone if someone prefers to go for NET or JRF, then they can go for these questions. Or in any like cloud-based companies, because you are CTIS, they will ask you like normal questions only about cloud computing. So these are the introduction will be only asked in your interview. So please go through these questions. This one I have all got this question from internet only. I have not prepared on my own. So just like to just to think that you have understood the concepts or not. Okay, let me share the slides again. Okay. Okay. Can you view my screen now? This one, cloud migration, cloud computing companies and migrating. You can view, right? Please reply.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So what are the things here we will learn that how the like we have some software or we have how it is migrated into the cloud. Okay, so basically today we'll go very small topic only. So we'll study about what is cloud migration and then we'll study something about 7-step cloud migration. So migration means what? We are moving data. Okay, we are moving data or any kind of application to the cloud. So from the physical migration means moving data from the physical computer to the on shared resource of where we can put like if we are keeping our data from our physical computer to the Google Drive or something. Similarly, for the for companies, they can put their data, applications or other business elements to organization cloud if they have their own private cloud to make them more secure. But this cloud migration, okay, for what does it that we know the benefits of cloud computing, but for that purpose, we need to move our data to the cloud. But migrating our software, our architecture to the cloud is not an easy job. And it because for us, for being individuals, we like moving small amount of data. But for a company, it's not so. They like move huge data, right? So they so in that case, lot of problem may be there that they need to face. So we need to for this to keep it a error-free process to ensure that every data is moved like properly. We need to follow a 7-step model that like we have in SDLC also software development life cycle. There are few phases are there. I'm sorry, like it's like sound. Okay. Yeah. The thing is that in SDLC we study some of the phases are there like requirement analysis. Then we go for the system design, then system coding. Then after that we go for the testing, maintenance, support, and everything like that. Similarly, in cloud migration also these are the 7 steps. I know the diagram is maybe not be properly visible, but I'll discuss it. This is the first step. It begins with the assessment. Okay, next is the isolate. This is SS. Okay, ASSESS. I know the image is not clear. I don't know like properly if I the image is on itself is not clear, so I downloaded it. Okay. So first is the assessment. This is the isolate, map, then re-architect is there, re-architect, augment, test, optimize. So there are basically 7 steps. Now we'll study each of this step one by one. Okay, first is the assessment. So what does this assessment stands for? Like before putting any application, migrating any application to the cloud, we need to access the software. What are the issues related to the software application is there? Whether it's a code or the design or the architecture level, we need to find the issues first, and then also because we need to think about the investment, how much space is required, everything needs to be evaluated. Okay, so the test cases, functionalities, it needs to be applicated. So it's written here that it starts with the assessment of the issues relating to the migration at the application code design and architecture. First assessment is done like in SDLC. Just think of the SDLC. In there also we go for the requirement analysis phase. Here also in assessment we analyze the phases. Okay, what may be the issues related to the if we like migrate into the cloud, what may be the issue. So then the proofs, like what are the after the experiments are done, the proofs and pricing will issues properly. Like it will be help to access the what are the issues that come up, how can we solve that. All this is assessed in the first stage itself. Next is the isolate stage or isolation stage. Basically, here this is the part we need to isolate from the, like, what are the things, what are the applications that needs to be kept in the into the physical data center, and what we want to put on the cloud needs to be segregated. And if something that needs to be put on the cloud needs to be free of all the, like, dependencies that have with the environment or to the existing system. So basically this step gives a clear picture about the complexity, okay, of the migration process. Because if there are dependencies related to some application, then there it will be very much problem if we want to put it inside the cloud, migrate it into the cloud. So in this way we isolate all the dependencies and from the existing system, and then only existing system and environment, and then we put into the cloud. So this is all about isolation. So isolation, from the word itself only you can understand, isolating something, isolating the application from the existing system. So what does this mean? That whenever a system is created, okay, whenever we develop a few systems are there that are interrelated, okay, so we need to so whenever we think of putting the particular application into the cloud, first the dependencies, first we access is what are the issues are there, and then we need to try to segregate, okay, there is we should try to make the software or application independent of the, like, any dependencies, any issues itself, and then only we try to do it. Next step is the map or the mapping. So mapping basically means that like it will detailed mapping will like how does it map to the because architecture will also be differing, like differ in the cloud, right? Like this in can, like, it can be basically this map, what it does, most organization basically hold a detailed mapping of the of its environment with all the systems and applications. Now this information can be, like, used to distinguish between the components that have moved to the cloud from the ones that should continue to reside in the data center. Okay, so that is the mapping part, how it was stored in the organization and how it will be stored, I mean physical organization data center, and how it will be kept in the cloud. It's the mapping, okay, that because everything is different, the structure and everything. So that is why for this mapping, once the mapping is done, we go for the re-architect part only. Re-architect, as I mentioned, like the physical architecture environment, the tools, the functionalities are different for the physical data center, so we need to modify this accordingly in the cloud also. Otherwise what happen, lots of functionality also get lost during this process. So that is why that re-architect is very important. So whenever we think of this cloud migration, so re-architect is one of the most important factor we need to think, because we need to change the architecture also, then only we can put it in the cloud. Okay, next is the augment. Now what does this augment means? Augment means to make it cloud ready. Okay, the features now this of this cloud computing service are used to augment the application. So but augmenting is like crucial, okay, to derive the benefits, because we need, if we augment, then we cannot derive the crucial of the, because we want the best services provided by the cloud. So if application, sorry, yeah, so that is why it is necessary the augmentation part. So applications basically are augmented to make them cloud ready. And the next phase is testing phase. So what you have already now you have augmented.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, am I
Ma'am.
yes,
Ma'am, ma'am, mapping and re-architecture is done by the users.
user, yeah, not the
No,
user,
matlab,
no,
mm,
the cloud users do it, yeah. The
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
So ma'am, so re-architecture and augment is similar or what?
No, re-architect means we need to change the architecture of the suppose we think of the RAM or something like that. Okay, for our physical software, what we the RAM it consume and everything. But what about in the cloud? There may be some it should be there may be more also, there may be less also. Okay, the physical hardware requirements and everything. So if we don't re-architect it, okay, suppose their hardware was a quantity was more. Okay, suppose it was 4 GB, so it will be wasted. Okay, but if we re-architect means we design it again. Think we architect we based on the requirement. Suppose it was using 4 GB that physical device, so we should make it 4 GB, so so that it is applicable to the system. Otherwise it may be wasted. So and mapping is something different. So mapping, what we do, so basically the components of the physical physical software from our physical data center are separated. Like what are the things you need to be put in where, that is a bit different but same thing almost. So you just get a if you go through it, you will get to understand these things. Krishna, are you clear, or should I repeat once more?
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, augment.
Augment.
Ma'am, I was asking about augment and re-architect.
Okay. So re-architect is totally different. Yeah, re-architect means the as I told you about the RAM part and everything. So when you want to accommodate it in the cloud part, so different architecture you need to remodel it, right? Re-architect, you can use the word remodel the architecture in the cloud also to suit your application, right? For that purpose, if you don't do, then most of the functionalities get lost. But augment means the how can you use the word? What does the word augment mean in English? Yes, can you tell me augment? Yes, Krishna, what is
No,
augment?
ma'am.
So means when we put we have just when we used that one, we have re-architect the model. Now we will implement kind of a deploy in the cloud, right? We have just we have suited all the architecture now architecture is ready. We have modified, we have re-architect our architecture. Now the architecture for the cloud and the physical software is now okay. Now we need to deploy it. Okay, so we'll make this one, we'll deploy the application over there. Now clear? Deploy meaning, are you clear? Deploy meaning?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, so that it means that we need some argument. You can think of the deployment only. After you have after you make a software, you need to deploy the software. You put it in the cloud. Now in the augment part, you have kept your, you have already migrated your software into the cloud. Now what you have to do, you have to check whether it is working properly or not, right? So that is the test phase, where it is validated and tested. You will be creating how you do in testing in software engineering. You probably create lots of test cases, check every possible ways, and then you go for testing every test cases. Like for simple software engineering also, if you think of, you have the various fields. If you go for suppose naming field also, you have a field where you want to enter your name. So that field should only be it should accept alphabets, and it should not accept any numbers or underscore. So all these things, because name cannot be something like 1 2 3 or something. So these are the validations are there. Similarly in the cloud also, these are known as the test cases. Okay, so these test cases are also made in the cloud too. Okay, to check whether the software is working properly or not. Once the after the test cases are done, last thing is done to the optimize phase. So what is the basically now based on the test results, so it is working properly. So the migration strategy is optimized for delivering the best region of interest. So what you can deliver now, you can just keep it. Okay. So now this like a SDLC is an iteration. Okay. So this is also an iterative model. So here the diagram we saw in first is basically keeps on iteration. I know the image is not clear, okay, but you can just check that it's a circle, it's in a repetitive phase. Okay, please go through it once. This is very easy. Like if you can check, think of that one SDLC and this one almost same, but the name of the phases are different. First we go for the assessment. Okay, we find any issues are there or not. Next we go for the isolation. We isolate the from any dependencies from the physical environment or the existing system. If we find that issue, that we isolate it and put it into the think what are the things that needs to be going in the cloud, and then mapping is done whether it is appropriate or not to take the system requirements and everything, and then it's a re-architect. We, if that mapping is done and then there is a problem, then we go for like remodeling the architecture and to match the functionality of the that one functionality of the physical software that we need to migrate it. And then when we do it, we go for the augmented, we deploy it, we put the migrate it into the cloud. Later we test whether it is working properly or not, and then we go for the optimizing the iterations, right? We go after the augmented testing part, we go for this iterations to find our like maximum region of interest part. Okay, so this was about the 7-step cloud migration model. So whenever anything like, see, whenever now being individual, we have small amounts of data, so we don't have to think about so much, okay, putting our data into the cloud. But when it comes to large organizations and they have huge volumes of data that needs to be put into the cloud from the physical servers to the cloud server, they need to think about it, and this is like it's a very complicated process. So they go for the 7-step process, 7-step model to ensure that it is done properly and everything happens in a smooth manner. Okay, but for individuals it is not required, we can directly use upload. But obviously sometimes I think 15 GB, like if more than 15 GB or something, I don't remember the exact amount, then there will be problem. We also, okay, their cloud storage is full or something like that. We have certain GBs, right, stored in the cloud, which is the free one. Till this point, any confusion? I know it might not be clear today, but please go through it once. I think in available also in the net, this model, 7-step model. So I think you can just go through it. In your Kakring is also available. Just understand the things. I think it will be easy for you people. Still confused? Deepesh? Okay, who's saying something? Someone must. Yes, student. What, Gunjar? What? No, ma'am. See, please go through this topic. I think I know the first module was more about I know the simple steps, whatever we already know, like private, public cloud, and few of the services we are already aware of. But this is the new topic you are studying. So please just have a brief idea. Google. Because I'll not share the PPT today. Please, like the end of this week, I'll share. Okay. The main problem is I have like done one PPT for the entire module. So if I share, then and I won't be able to modify it because I have the habit of modifying it every day. So that is why before every class. So that is why I'm not sharing. So after I finish this module, then only I'll be sharing you the module. But before that, you can just Google it, 7-step model, and then have a brief idea of the 7-step cloud migration model. Okay. People are confused. Okay, just go through it once, and also I'll give some good examples. Like if I find, then I'll try to explain the next class also this model. Okay, we'll take an example and we'll just understand. But please Yes, Sanjay, are you trying to say something? I can't hear you. Someone wrote something. Okay. Okay, now please share with me the screenshot of the attendance and that's done. Okay. Sanjay will do that to me. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So we'll meet in, I think tomorrow we have a class. So we'll discuss. Okay. That's
Thank
all.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.